today we're talking about Series 5, Part 1. Talk about Part 2 in a couple of days. Part 1 is basically the 11th hour, the Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, and Vampires of Venice. Then next week we'll talk about the other episodes for Series 5. We're also going to check out Series 1, 2, 3 and 4, if you haven't already, and the specials, and the David Tennant era. I've just done videos on that, so go and check them out. So yeah, we're in the 11th Doctor's era now, so let's get into it. Start off with the 11th hour, yeah. So the 11th hour, what more to say than to the introduction of the crack. Yes, the crack in Amy's bedroom. Two lines that should never have touched. Of course, later reveal into a massive plot throughout the whole of the 11th Doctor's era, to be fair. But mainly in this Series 5 scenario. Amy as a kid. We see Amy as a kid. That's an unusual thing for a companion to do. And yet, very similar for Moffat to do as well. You know, Series 2, the Clockwork Droids, Madame de Pompadour, we saw her as a kid. And the 10th Doctor visits throughout the kid life and then she grows up. So you kind of have that inspiration of that, I guess. I suppose Moffat tweaks little bits of his old work into his era. And yeah, Amy as a kid, we see her react with praying for some help. And of course the 11th Doctor arrives, crash lands into the TARDIS, the old TARDIS, David Tennant's TARDIS. It's the last time we see David Tennant's TARDIS properly, I guess. We do see it one more time in Series 6. But into the TARDIS. No, it's not into the TARDIS, but when the TARDIS becomes a woman, we do see David Tennant's TARDIS for a little bit. That's quite nice to see. But yeah, let's get back to this. So, yeah, Amy's phoned for help, and the 11th Doctor has arrived. He's crash landed. He's still cooking. He's still regenerating. He's still learning about his body and how to react to himself, which is quite nice to see. Yeah, the 11th Doctor, what is quite interesting in this story, he's still learning about himself, he's still learning how to react and stuff. But funny enough, this wasn't actually Matt Smith's first episode. They went back and recorded this episode, so this wasn't the first episode they recorded. So the 11th Doctor has already took place in recording terms. However, to us, it's the first episode. So yeah, let's get into it again. I'm just looking at my notes to keep me on track here. The Doctor new, we talked about that, new TARDIS. Yes, we get a new TARDIS at the end of this episode. Everything's new, got a new Doctor, a new Sonic, new TARDIS, a new companion to take us off on a new adventure from Stephen Moffat. Yeah, he's got 20 minutes to save the world from these space... I have no clue what these aliens are called actually, so you're going to have to comment down below in the section, because clearly someone will know who these aliens are. But we've got these eye creatures from space, some sort of space police sort of thing, like Shadoon. They're looking for their prisoner. Prisoner Zero has escaped. When the Doctor opens the crack, we see Prisoner Zero, warnings, and Prisoner Zero is around Amy's house. The 11th Doctor is back. He says to the little girl, I'll be back in 5 minutes. It's a long time since he said that, and he comes back when she's an adult. She whacks him over the head because she can't remember him that well. I mean, she does, because she's had psychiatrists and all sorts trying to say he wasn't real and all that, because it's too far-fetched for people to believe. But he does have the traits that she remembers as a kid. He's still wearing the roughly ripped coats and stuff, the Raggedy Doctor. Yeah, so he's arrived back and he has to prove himself that he's the same man and all that to Amy. Amy has to eventually get on board, and they've got 20 minutes to save the world with these space alien creatures looking for Prisoner Zero, and Prisoner Zero's changing into different characters using people from the hospital and stuff that takes ages for him to change and transform into. I think it's a very interesting, fun adventure. And the 11th Doctor doesn't really arrive until he's got his costume on. He saves the world, he gets Prisoner Zero taken off board, We see some comedic characters as well throughout the story. The Doctor's had enough. He thinks this is out of order, so he sends the aliens to come back so he can have a word with them and threaten them off. And we see all these lovely Doctors and all these aliens flashback, and then we see the 11th Doctor come through and basically run, as he says, and they all run off. And the 11th Doctor goes to his TARDIS, sees the new TARDIS, gets a new Sonic. Amy in her dressing gown comes off, yet again waiting another couple of years because he went to the moon and back to test out the TARDIS. She's waited another 5 years before she can actually sail with the Doctor. Rory was quite basic and easy in this one. Not much to say about him, but he was there. We'll talk a bit more about him in other episodes. I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So, next up we have The Beast Below. The Beast Below is quite an interesting one. There's not much to say on this. There really isn't. We've got whale. This whale creature. Earth is suddenly... This is another colony ship. We find the UK in the situation. They have their own little space station, and this whale comes down and they torture it and put their whole of their country on top of this massive whale. And there's a whole thing between forget and go against it, protest, that's the one. Protest or forget, and you forget what you've just seen, because every couple of months you have to vote and you have to say what you see this video, so the public is not being kept in the dark. And we also have Queen Liz, which will relate to what we see in The Big Bang. Liz was a nice, fun, feisty person. What else have we got? These smilers, the faces that turn around, and they've all got these weird angry faces, them smiling faces, and then they've got this one where they turn around again and it's like really angry. So they're quite scary, I guess, for a kid. I mean, it's not scary now, but I guess as a kid you would be scared of them little faces, the signals between bad and wrong and stuff like that. We also have these kid actors aren't that bad. Normally you get kid actors that are really bad especially in the 11th Doctor era, but they're not that bad this time. Things are happening. We need to get the 11th Doctor on board. He gets a signal, he comes to there and investigates what's wrong with this space station. Of course, we later find out they're on top of a whale, and Amy decides to free the whale, but the whale keeps the space station on top of it because it's the last of its kind and it's being kind. And the 11th Doctor almost kills the whale because it thinks it's either the whale or all these billion people on its back, sort of thing. A queen voting. She gets forgetting as well. The queen's not making this happen. She gets forced to forget as well. I'm just checking my notes. Oh yes, we have this nice little scene with the 11th Doctor and Amy on this tongue, and they're getting covered in goo, and it's very interesting and very fun to see. But I'm just checking again. Yes, the crack has appeared at the end of the episode again, and the 11th Doctor almost sends Amy home. Don't ever tell me what I should know, whatever like that. And he's getting angry with that. And he's like, no one human has anything to say to me today. That sort of thing. So it's quite nice to see the 11th Doctor on an angry streak instead of all this happy-go-lucky running about. So we get another little side of the 11th Doctor, a little teaser. We also get silence, a little reference. And a little reference for the Daleks for our next episode. And Churchill. This is an alright story. The Beast Below is a 7 out of 10. Victory of the Daleks now. Victory of the Daleks, so we've got Winston Churchill, of course, that fun little character, well, big character, and he does stand out. He has that historic traits, from the characters, and you've got all these World War traits in these iconic characters. You got the the flag, the UK flag. You've got the Winston Churchill. We've got the Daleks, who are quite known around the UK. You know, you know what a Dalek is if you saw it, sort of thing, even if you weren't a Doctor Who fan. So you got all these iconic traits set in this period of time, and of course there's a plot twist where the Daleks are actually acting nice to get the Doctor to reveal this speech so they can program it into their device to create a whole new layer of Daleks. And of course it's victory of the Daleks. The Daleks actually win in this episode. It was quite nice to see the Doctor losing, because he always wins. Yeah, so the 11th Doctor in this is very fun. He has some good scenes with Churchill, and Churchill always smoking a cigar, and Amy learning about these historic characters like we are learning. And we see people working on the front line, and we see people who are working in this World War setting with the phones and stuff. And we also see this sad little scene where someone loses their husband, you know, in the Spitfires and stuff like that. That's quite sad to see. Mark Gatiss wrote this story. Mark Gatiss has appeared in Doctor Who a few times in Series 6, and he's appeared in Series 3, and he's written a lot of Doctor Who episodes throughout Series 1 to Series 10, you know. So he's done a lot to the show, so it's another episode with Mark Gatiss to write the World War setting and the Daleks for the first time. Yes, the Daleks are in it, their usual look, but dressed in green, camouflage for World War settings, blowing up the Nazis, the German troops on a spaceship. Talking about that, the Daleks are revealed. The Doctor says the speech the Daleks need, and they temple shift onto their spaceship, ready to destroy Earth and create a new army of Daleks. We get this little scene with the Professor, who's apparently created the Daleks, of Einstein. These Einsteins, which the Dalek shoots him and says, you didn't create us, we created you. And he has this bomb in his chest, and you've got all sorts like that going on. And there's the 11th Doctor is on this Dalek spaceship chasing the Daleks. Amy is left with Churchill. Churchill tries to steal the key of the TARDIS at one point. It's quite funny. It takes a while for Churchill to believe, not until the Daleks are evil, because obviously he wanted the Daleks to win the war, because that's all he wants. He wants to win the war, you know. There's a lot of people dying, and he feels like this is a brilliant way to save people. But the 11th Doctor's got to persuade him otherwise, because they're his oldest enemy. Gotta love this theme tune in the background. Murray Gold there. Murray Gold probably did a lot of music in this. I don't remember what scenes he used for the Daleks with the music, but I'm sure he did well. We've got these Daleks creating another Daleks, and we've got this little scene with the 11th Doctor and a biscuit. And don't mess with me, sweetheart scene was quite nice. So the Daleks are creating these new batch of Daleks, all coloured, which is obviously not a good thing. A lot of the people from Doctor Who don't like that. They're all multicoloured. I'm not a fan of it either. The design are alright, I guess. I like the eye stalk with an actual eye in the eye stalk. It was quite detailed. So the new Daleks destroy the old Daleks. The 11th Doctor almost gets killed. These Spitfires, the Professor makes up an invention for these Spitfires to travel in space and shoot down the Dalek saucer. That's making all the lights in the UK turn on, because the Daleks are like, well, we're going to screw you up. And the Nazis are coming ready to blow up the UK, and all their lights are on. Of course, they get the lights off just in time for the Nazis to miss out on that opportunity. And the Daleks have gave a decision for the 11th Doctor. You can either destroy us, or you can save Earth, because there's a bomb in the Professor ready to blow up and destroy Earth. So the 11th Doctor's got to get back to Earth. He's really angry at this point. You see the anger of the 11th Doctor, like frustration. He's like, I could wipe you out right now. I could do it. I could just end everything. But then he could lose Earth if he did that. So he had to get back to Earth, stop the bomb from the Professor, and the Daleks have run off. Victory of the Daleks. And of course, another thing is that 11th Doctor and Amy go off together, say goodbye to Churchill. Yeah, really interesting story. what did I give this out of 10? I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, why not? 9 out of 10. Victory of the Daleks. Let's get into Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone. And yes, Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone. Yeah, we're almost there now. We've got these 2 episodes, then we've got Vampires of Venice, and then that's it for this video. And then we have to stay tuned for a couple of days later, possibly Wednesday, the next part of this video will be released with a few more episodes. So yeah, let's get into it. Anyway, Flesh and Stone now, the Weeping Angels, yes, they are back, and they are killing people and sending them back in time and breaking their necks and stuff like that. They've got more to them this time, you know. We learn a bit more about the Weeping Angels. Look into an angel's eye and you will become an angel, and it will kill you and feed off you and do whatever it wants to you, really. And then if you're got an image of an angel to make sure it can't move, an image of the angel becomes an angel. So we learn a bit about that, and the 11th Doctor's learning about it as well in this ancient book. Yeah, we learn a lot more tricks with the Weeping Angels, and then any statue is now a Weeping Angel, not just the Weeping Angels. So the statues can move and attack and kill these soldiers that are trying to get to the Byzantium. I can't say the words. Yeah, they're trying to get us to a certain part in the ship, really. Talking about returns, we've got River Song. She's back, basically. River Song has made her first appearance of the 11th Doctor, but also near to her last appearance in her timeline, because her timeline is messed up, as we all know. This is near to the end of her timeline, yet this is the first sort of thing we see, apart from Silence in the Library, of River Song, really. Yeah, so it's nice to see her work with another Doctor, and her reactions are different, and she's messing around with the 11th Doctor. I think she likes the 11th Doctor more than the 10th Doctor, and yeah, she jumps on top of him to... she's getting chased, she jumps into space, the vacuum of space, the TARDIS picks her up and jumps onto the 11th Doctor, and it won't be the first time she jumps out of a certain situation for the 11th Doctor to pick her up. 11th Doctor is very like, oh, we should go, Amy, we've dropped her off River wherever she wants, she's my future, I don't want to get involved. But of course he does get involved, and he offered Amy a planet, and a planet is what she'll get, and it's sadly involving River Song's epic Weeping Angels battle. So we're trying to stop the Weeping Angels in this episode, and 11 and River, yeah, there's a nice dynamic there. And spoilers, yes, the book is back with spoilers for the 11th Doctor's future. Just checking my notes again to keep me on track. We've also got, yes, the Weeping Angel eye thing. So Amy's on her own and she looks at the Weeping Angel in the eye before she knew this information, and she's slowly getting turned into an angel and slowly dying from the angel. From the town... Counting down from 10, yes, Amy's counting down from 10, and her body's shutting down, she's dying, and the only way to stop the Weeping Angel is to shut her eyes, which later leads us into a scene where the crack appears, and it's taking soldiers are going to investigate, have a look, and then they suddenly disappear and disintegrate. And we've also got Amy looking... Well, she can't look. Her eyes have been told to shut by the Doctor. She has a couple of seconds to live if she opens her eyes, and it will kill her, so she has to keep her eyes shut. But she opens it for a tiny second to look what's happening, and she sees the crack in her bedroom coming towards us, and she has to shut her eyes again, and all the soldiers have gone to investigate and die. She's got to navigate herself around the forest, and Weeping Angels are coming. She's got to act like she can see them, and it don't work well, and she almost gets killed by a Weeping Angel, and the River Song teleports her to safety. What else have we got here? Blah blah blah. The cliffhanger. Yes, there's a cliffhanger. It's a two-parter. Yeah, we've got Weeping Angels. We learn that every Weeping Angel's every Weeping Angel is a statue and it's coming for them. They're all trapped in this certain situation and they're getting threatened, and the 11th Doctor's in a trap, and the 11th Doctor has a gun, and they get gravity pulls them towards the ship they need to get to and stuff like that. It's a little bit, but yeah, it's an epic scene with the 11th Doctor as well, I guess. Saving Amy, Weeping Angels. So that's the last bit. So saving Amy now. Yeah. So 11th Doctor learns about the crack a bit more. And we also learn the Weeping Angels are wanting the 11th Doctor to throw himself in, sacrifice himself, and they promise to leave his friends alone. Like that's going to happen. And I don't think they learn the gravity of the situation. You know, the 11th Doctor tells River and Amy to hold on. They're all holding on. The gravity gets reversed and the Weeping Angels are flying into the crack, making the crack seal up because there's too much to feed on with all these Weeping Angels, so it gets fed and it disappears. And the Weeping Angels are never existed really, like the soldiers. And of course, if Amy looked into a Weeping Angel, what was there to look into it if it never existed, so she can open her eyes again? There's one little thing. The captain who got killed, the guy who was looking after River Song, he died by a Weeping Angel. So yeah, the soldier guy who's meant to look after River is meant to come back, I think. If he got killed by the angel, what did he get killed by? So he should have returned, really. But yeah, let's give a ranking of this episode. 8 out of 10 for the first episode, 8 out of 10 for the second episode, 8 out of 10 overall. Yeah, solid story. Vampires in Venice. Basically these fish creatures that are actually pretending to be vampires, and they want the women of people change their blood into alien blood so they can breed with these creatures down below because they're the last of their kind and all that sort of stuff. And the 11th Doctor's got to try and fix it. Basically, that's the whole story. There's not a lot going on. Amy and Rory are meant to have a Valentine's thing, and there's this fun little scene with the 11th Doctor saying, Amy tried to kiss me, and he comes into the stag do, into this cake, and it's meant to be a stripper, and it's all sorts of crazy fun little thing at the beginning. Yeah, nice to see Rory back and his interaction, and he's like, who are you, why do you enjoy this so much, Amy and Rory? I mean, Amy and the Doctor. Jeez. The vampires were interesting. It's a bit of a mummy's boy. He gets killed by the sunlight. Of course, vampires can't go into the sun. You got them usual vampire traits with the mirrors. They can't see from mirrors. They drink people's blood. That sort of thing. The silence at the end was quite nice to see a cameo of, and yet again the 11th Doctor can't save these fish creatures. The woman jumps in and gets eaten by her own kind, and they are left to die really, and the 11th Doctor has to deal with another race on his back, and silence yet again, and the crack appears. So yeah, anyway, that's a 7 out of 10 average story. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a part 2 to series 5 now and talk about my opinions, so stick around for that. That'll be out in a couple of days. But yeah, you've been watching Go.2. See you around next time. Comment down below what's your favourite from series 5, and yeah, rate, like, subscribe, and get that bell to see the videos, and yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.